Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Krueger from DK Fitness, where we help people achieve their fitness and weight loss goals in fun and sustainable ways via optimized nutrition coaching. And today I'm going to talk to you about how to stop overeating. There's 10 ways we can go about doing this. I'm going to give you 10 quick tips, so let's get into it. The first one, eat real food. Sounds pretty basic, but it's going to make a huge difference. If you're eating fruits and vegetables and meat and rice for your carbohydrates and potatoes for the carbs and things like that, instead of pop and chips and cookies and things like that, you're going to actually get full and feel satisfied. And that's because the real foods, as opposed to like Doritos, potato chips, cookies, they're going to be bringing in the micronutrients that your body is craving. And when your body gets the micronutrients it needs, it's going to feel satisfied. And one of the more specific micronutrients there is going to be fiber. That's going to make you feel full. You're not going to be getting fiber when you get your carbohydrates from chips and cookies, but you are going to get fiber when you eat vegetables and sweet potatoes and like real stuff, the stuff your mom would have fed you. So step one is eat real food. Also, when it comes to eating real food, you have to be aware of how much money has been spent on processed foods and making those addictive. They're designed to be eaten in excess. They're not designed to be filling you up and getting you satisfied. The goal of Nabisco, when they're making their cookies and when Doritos is giving you the chips, their goal is to get you to consume as much of their product as possible, not to get enough nutrition to where you're full and satisfied. They want you to be consuming their products constantly. So they are designed, and they've been spending billions of dollars on creating products that are addictive and lend themselves to be eaten in excessive amounts. So tip number two, get enough sleep. If you're not getting enough sleep, you're gonna feel deprived of energy. And one of your natural responses when you need energy is to consume food, because that's where your body gets energy. However, if you're not feeling energized because of a lack of sleep, food isn't really gonna make you feel satisfied. So don't try to compensate for lack of sleep by eating sugar or your food in general. Make sure that you're getting enough sleep and you're setting yourself up to feel better and more fueled throughout the day, so you won't be going to the cabinet looking for gas to put in the tank when you don't really need it. Tip number three is drink water, and drink enough of it. Specifically, drink enough so that you're hydrated. 9 times out of 10, when clients are complaining to me about cravings that they're having, if I ask them to drink some water and wait 10 minutes and see if they still really want whatever it is they're craving, the cravings that they were having were drastically reduced. Most people are dehydrated these days, and they're not drinking enough water because they're drinking pop and other beverages throughout the day, and they're not actually hydrated. And your body will get confused and think that it's hungry when it's actually thirsty. So before you go and raid the fridge or the pantry because you're feeling ravished, actually think about how much water you've had in the day, and if you haven't had enough, try drinking the water first and see how hungry you really are. Tip number 4, eat your food slowly. It actually takes a good 10 or 15 minutes for your brain to realize when there's enough nutrients in the body in a particular meal. So if you pound through your meals like I do, you're more likely to eat more than you need, because that signal doesn't register in your brain that you're actually full and satisfied yet. So if you take your time, eat slowly, chew your food thoroughly. I can take a lesson on this myself. Give yourself enough time to actually let your body feel how full you are from that meal. Take some time to actually enjoy it and actually think, am I hungry, or am I just looking for something good to taste? Number 5, go into your day of eating with a plan. Better yet, actually prepare your meals for the day so that you're not eating based on cravings and based off of how you feel in the moment. Go into your day knowing how much food you're going to need, have that food ready to go, or at least know where you're going to be going to get your food. If it's Panera or whatever your plan is, have it in your mind what food you're going to eat throughout the day, and have it premeditated so that you know how much is coming in, and don't just eat when you're hungry, because that's more likely to lead to overeating. Number 6 kind of relates to the previous one of meal planning and meal prepping. Pre-portion your meals. Take it a step farther. Don't just have it in your head of how much you're going to eat. Actually put it together to make sure that you're not portioning out too much in the moment because you're eating with your eyes. When you're When you're going to serve yourself food after a long period of not eating, you're very likely to just load it up because you're starving. But if you take some time first thing in the morning to make a bunch of predetermined meals, you're more likely to stick to the rules that you've set for yourself on how much food you should be eating based on what you actually need. Number 8, find a good stress reliever. Myself and a ton of people I work with are huge stress eaters. We tend to use food as medication when life gets tough, when you get hit with a big project that you weren't anticipating. Reaching for something tasty and sweet is very tempting. So find some way to release stress in your life that doesn't involve eating. This could be through a meditation, breathing exercises. For me personally, I'll work out. I'll make that my major stress reliever for the day. But find some way, some outlet for stress that doesn't involve reaching for something like a comfort food, because that's a huge trap, especially since most people are really stressed a lot of the time these days. So that can lead to eating a lot of food if your natural response to stress is eating. So try to be cognizant about how you deal with your stress and make very conscious decisions on doing it without food involved. So number 9, make fiber and protein a big focus of your eating for the day. That's going to lead you to giving yourself meals that are more micronutrient dense, that are going to provide a lot of value as opposed to other foods. So if you get enough fiber in for the day, you're setting yourself up for success and you're going to feel satisfied, and it's going to slow down the digestion and everything's just going to run smoother. And the number 10 tip for how to stop overeating is to get the crap out of the house. If there's food in your house that is not in line with your goals, get rid of it. That's going to be huge if you can do it, or at least put it somewhere in your house where you've got to go through a few steps to get it. Something I used to do, at least in Minnesota in the winter, was certain food items that I liked and I felt like I could have on certain occasion. I would leave in the trunk of my car in the winter, so that there were about 3 steps between me and whatever these products were. It could have been bagels or chips or something like that. I wanted to make it where I wasn't able to get up in the middle of the night and easily access it without really going through a process. But the best thing you can do for yourself is just eliminate the foods that are your trigger foods from the house. Make it so that you actually have to get in the car and go to the store to get them if you really want them, and it'll make you second guess having those foods around. So when I started this video out, I said eat real food. Make that what's in your house. Get rid of those processed foods that are designed to be overeaten. Get rid of the chips, get rid of the cookies, get rid of the candy, the treats, the ice cream. Just get rid of them. Doesn't mean you can never have them, but they don't need to be in your inventory all the time. You're just setting yourself up to have unnecessary temptations. So keep those things in your diet so that you're living a nice balanced life, but don't have them in the fridge all the time. Make a point to go get them once a week to celebrate or to have date night and make that a part of it, but don't have a constant supply of ice cream and chips laying around. So those are the top 10 tips on how DK Fitness suggests that you stop overeating. If you guys want any more of these tips, cruise on by dkruegerfit.com. Shoot a message over to me at dkrueger@dkruegerfit.com. And if you guys really want to dial it in and see results as quickly as possible, sign up for a one-on-one coaching where we'll hold your hand through the whole process and get you to your goal as soon as possible. I'll see you guys in the next video.